Good morning, dear students. Today's date is 17 September 2025, and today we begin our session with the news headlines of Indian Express. So let's begin the session. So here are the news, and this is the first slide. Let's read all the important headlines in context of UPSC, RBI, or in any government exams. So let's begin our session. So this is the first slide of the session. Okay, Delhi is now on the path of becoming visit triple engine leading the way. Let's skip this page because this page is not sound clear. So this is the second page about the world that we have to read all the headlines. Okay, if anyone who want explanation, then please comment down. Otherwise, if I see any relevant news, I will automatically explain that news. Otherwise, I will skip that news. You can able to read it. I will provide PDF if anyone want. So let's read it. United Nations panel says never again, promise broken and tasted. IDF launches Gaza City ground ops as United Nations report accuses Israel of genocide. Russia Belarus rehearsal launch of nuclear arm. I have to took highlight. Okay, so I can easily highlight all the important points of this passage. Okay, so Nepal's dramatic those killed in protest with state honor declares a day of mourning. Trump sue NYT for defamation and libel $6.15 billion. Accused in Charlie Kirk killing face court hearing formal charges in Utah. New York court dismisses terror charges against Luigi in insurance CEO killing. Robert Redford, Hollywood legend and indie patriarch, dies at 89. This is about the uh, another page. Okay, so let's read it. So PM gets birthday call from Trump hours after trade talk resume. Thanks for supporting and ending Ukraine war. Trump, we back our initiative towards peaceful resolution, said Modi. Oh, today is the birthday of our Prime Minister. So this is the news. This is the first conversation between them after the double tariff by US. Okay, so talks positive will step up efforts to close deal with US early stage government. An express investigation in 17093 acquittals in Delhi riots cases, courts red flag fabricated evidence, pull of police. India's first high jumper in world's final, big leap from pits of corn husk. Pakistan die PM. Rubio told us India says talks with Islamabad a bilateral issue. Industry major go to High Court as Bengal government revokes incentives given since 93. If anyone who want detailed explanation of each topic in this slide, then they have to read this slide so they can easily able to get the detailed explanation of this slide. Okay, so if anyone who are not able to see clearly, then please comment down. So from next session, I will definitely provide a clear or much more standard version of the session. Okay, so let's move on to the another slide. It's about the city. Okay, last day of campaigning ends in ABVP NSUI clash. Now harassing responsible dog feeders and offense in Delhi. Plans afoot to start Delhi government's first general pool residential project. Traveling towards Gaur City, the Greater Noida West Drive may become easier soon. Ironic, we have to intervene for authorities to do their duty. High Court. They have to intervene. For what? For the authorities who have to do their duty. And this is the statement by High Court, Delhi High Court. So, from cooking to workshop, Thai experience center brings authentic culture of to Indians. Delhi sees drop in number of women in service sector. Average earning report. From yesterday news, we can conclude that there is a report about the employment rate of male and female, where we seen that where we saw that the report saws that the male employment rate is much higher than the female rate, and the employment rate is decreasing day by day, and even the birth rate and death rate is also death rate is increasing and birth rate is decreasing as per female. This is the report and from that report, this is the report that also highlight yesterday's news that the dropping in numbers of women. Okay, so who want data? This is the all data in context of Delhi. So read it clearly because I'm unable to read all the explanation line by line. This is my I think you have to read this with their own point of view because if I read it takes this session too long, so I don't want to make the session long, so that's why I'm just want to read the imperative headlines. Okay, 2500 bank account frozen, 6 arrested for rupees 40 crore fraud by exploiting Mobiquick app glitch. Protest at Jantar Mantar against attack on rights. CM launches student songs for PM. Quick response vehicles soon at congested locations prone to fire. Wife bid farewell at hospital. Son performs last rites on birthday. Oh, sad news. Hospital to which accused took officer is run by her cousin. High Court pulls up center as it here. Please seeking house for Kejriwal. This is the editorial page, and we definitely here to read the editorial page and to read the economy page in detail because in context of any government exam the pages are much more important. I already told in all the sessions that the editorial page and the economy page are much more essential for any exam to understand English, to learn any vocabs, to evaluate answer writings. For everything, it's much more essential. So everyone have to read this in a very decent or in a clear way. And each line of this passage of editorial and economy page is much more important than you think. Okay, so read it in detail. So, word of the day is information is a negotiator's greatest weapon. Information is a negotiator. Negotiation means the communication, the talks between two parties, it's or between two teams. So, information is a negotiator's greatest weapon, and this is a thought by Victor Kyan. Okay, so let's read about the author. Upendra Bakshi on the topic of our difficult freedom. What he want to say? Let's begin the session with understanding each point in clear. Okay. United Nations General Assembly resolution for a two-state solution speaks to morality amid brutality in Gaza. Brutality means cruelty, means how cruel some states in context of Gaza's country. This is the thought of author, and from this passage what they want to say, let's read it. Okay. A flotilla of 34 boats carrying 500 tons of humanitarian aid and 600 people from 45 countries, including Italy, Greece, Spain, and Tunisia, is now poised to reach Gaza. The initiative is unique in that it includes, among other, members of the European Parliament such as Italian Annalisa Corrado and Benedetta Kundry, Ima Forio from France, and Ireland's Boylan, who is accompanying the flotilla to document any possible breaches of human rights or international law. Although scared, they insist they are not intimidated. You have to highlight this line. As Kundri put it, I think it's not afraid of Israel government, no limit destruction, international laws, intimated, she adds vision, worth making our oneself available even if the consequences may be heavy or difficult to manage. I cannot even imagine the fear Palestinian children feels under the bombs or when being amputated of their limbs without anesthesia. The haunting spectacles of human suffering brings to mind the 16th century jurist Hugo Grotius, who argued that pain and suffering must be minimized even amidst welfare, avoiding unimaginable surplus suffering is central to modern human rights principle. Yet Gaza today face the largest, this is the important line, the largest humanitarian blockade of the 21st century, which placed 244,000 people in famine condition under IPC Phase 5, the most severe category of food insecurity. Israel's National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has already announced what the activists will be designated as terrorists, imprisoned, and denied special privileges such as TV, radio, and choice of food. Governance become a tool for repression, part of global process of democratic backsliding, a euphemism for right side and democide, where even a modicum of human rights activism is recast as terrorist. This is the paragraph which mainly tell about the whole passage, where it written as that as Rabbi Israel Salenter observed 1850, the material needs of my neighbor are my spiritual need, yet beyond the neighbor lies the distant third, all too often construed as a monstrous third, who inspire the temptation to murder. Who inspire temptation to murder means ललचाना मारने के लिए, passion for killing, which often tempting, they are tempting to kill someone, which often result in a war and render morality derisory and lead to diabolic criminality of absolute evil seen in genocide and other horribly perfect forms of racism. Levinas, the foundation violence of necropolitics, the use of political power to decide who lives and who dies, must now cease. This is the data which says how the country Gaza is facing a lot of problem. lots of problem. How many countries nearby them, how all the neighbor countries near them are not interested to help anyone. These are the thing that is tell in this passage. So, through the resolution, a single roadmap to state solution entailing an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, the release of hostages, the establishment of Palestine state, both viable. Okay, so the normalization between the Israel and the Arab country, as well as collective security guarantees, far from a one-side declaration and hollow gesture. Israeli Ambassador UN Danny Danon claimed the resolution explicitly condemned the Hamas attack on October 7. Hamas to reject it as a victory for Hamas reeks of the arrogance of hard power. PM, this is the PM of there. Okay, so in his war he says that from here, one being the transcendent voice of God and other concerning everyday human ethics, both constrain the lust of for violence and destruction, and in different way leads to different from ecologically words responsibility towards the other. This is the thing that is mainly written there. This is the thing that is written from there. Okay, so yet beyond a neighbor's lies in distant third, often temptation to murder, passion or for killing, and rather morality derisory. This is the thing. Through the genocide and other horribly perfect forms of racialism, the foundation violence of necropolitics, the use of political power to decide who lives and who dies, must now cease. From this, where Israel is now combating the indictment of genocide, you hear a word again and again, the word genocide. Can anyone tell me the meaning of genocide? Before the International Court of Justice, although the court has never found sufficient evidence for deliberate and systematic killing of persecution of large number of people, where genocide conventions shows the jural construction and inoffensive in Rafah. Approximately, this is a number. It says that the take effective measures to prevent destruction of the relevant evidence and ensure that any United Nations mandatory body unimpeded access to the Gaza Strip, where the catastrophic means the disastrous situation in Gaza, the ICJ, Hamas, and other armed groups calling for their immediate and unconditional release. It is ethically perverse to regard any juristic or humane concern with the plight of Palestinians or as antisemitic renewed enterprise in the vein of Levinas to understand the difficult freedom that we all have. Birthday card from the first village, Mana, was once India's last village thanks to PM to change. This is another topic about the birthday card from the first village to the PM Modi. Okay, and thanks to PM the change and given us hope. So this is all about the today's birthday of the PM and how the people of Mana want to say thank you to the PM on their any type of investment or schemes that help them for their development. This is the thing, and this is the passage by Dharmendra Chauhan. So we have to end it. Let's move on to the another one, and the another one is ease of trade. How? Ease of trade means आसान करना trade को, okay? To integrate more closely with global supply chains, India should lower tariff and relax non-tariff barriers. Okay? Mainly the news from last 1 month, I saw that mainly the news tell about the tariff and non-tariff barriers and the tax. This is the main news that ever I seen from the last one. So let's move on to the news how trade should be easy. Here are signs of a thaw in India-US relation. After being extremely critical of India last week, US President said that the two countries are continuing negotiation to address the trade barrier. This is the team, a US team led by Brandy Link, Assistant US Trade Representative for South and Central Asia, is in India to hold talks with government official on trade deal, but the 50% tariff levied on India's export to the US remains in place. The pain is now beginning to show, as a report in this paper show 50% of order of shrimp from the Andhra Pradesh have been cancelled from this news already we read on yesterday's newspaper, where there's shown that there is huge loss shown in the trade from Andhra Pradesh due to the tariff, and the amount was given to yesterday, but I don't remember the amount, and so I am not telling you. But the tariff is creating huge impact on trade. So this is the thing that the author want to tell us, that even the uncertainty over a deal with the US linger. The European Union trade talks are progressively, with both sides appearing confident of concluding the deal. A few days ago, the European Union's Commissioner for Trade and Economic Security, Maros Sefcovic, said that we are now maximizing our efforts to finalize negotiation by end of the war. This is the line that is said by Sefcovic, that it written that this. So these are the welcome sign that Delhi pushed to sign free trade agreement (FTA) to complement by the efforts of broader trade regime, where non-tariff barriers of quality control order, this quality of product and product consumer from low foreign goods, this they tend to act as a trade barrier and leads to higher cost. What it tends this sorry, this cover a range of good, from water bottle and helmets to furniture, stainless steel pipes and tubes. A majority of these have been issued on the recommendation of Department for Promotion of Industry and International Trade. These are the all effect, where it shows that as per the report of MSME, reportedly also raised the issues, argued that these are the non-tariff trade barriers, input cost, the views of e-code. This is the important line. So, and the report says that the Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Suman Berry, everyone remember the name, the Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog Suman Berry had earlier said that QCO for what? For input or a mailing intervention, the issues is being deliberated upon a high-level committee on non-financial regulatory reforms led by Niti Aayog member Rajiv Gauba. This is the thing that mainly says that how the business of the country is getting complicated due to the tariff that is imposed by USA's, and the effort to boost manufacturing and align with supply chains. These are the things. Heat the hills. This is the another thing. What they think? that government decision to review some road projects in Uttarakhand should be start of a broader course correction. This is about the road project that the government want to start from the Uttarakhand state. These are the thing. And from yesterday we saw the news of Manipur where the government want to start initiative on development of rail project there. So these are the thing. Someone means government all wants the development of each state equally. So these are the thing. What's another topic? The another one is my octopus teacher. Oh, read everyone who want to read this, because reading doesn't make you unstable, doesn't make you unconfident. They make you confident. They help to gain you fluency. They help to gain you how they can explain the words, how can able to enhance your career. These are the thing. If we read, if we understand, then we can able to do anything. So let's move on to the another page. Okay. So the another page is about idea page. So this is the idea page. These are the schemes that transform India by PM Modi from 2014 to just wait. So from 2014, the PM Modi launches these schemes, and every student should have to learn it. I'm sorry for the disturbance. And these are the schemes that Atmanirbhar Bharat, Jan Dhan Yojana, Operation Sindoor, making travel easy, fast, GST reforms, Make in India, making rural life easier, Swachh Bharat Mission, Pradhan Jan Arogya Yojana, Pradhan Mudra Yojana, Pradhan Kisan Yojana, Startup India, Startup India and Stand Up India, PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. These are the schemes that is launched by PM Modi in their career, in the all timeline, from where in 2014 he is the first time he become the PM. So this is the thing. So you have to read all this in detail. Okay. Every student should have to read which type of yojanas and schemes are launched by our PM Modi. So these are the thing. Government and politics. PM turned 75 today, marks milestone in journey that redefines party and government. Okay. So these are the thing. Rising from margin, he wrote Indian politics. Now it's about legacy and future. Tejashvi says no confusion over CM face. Decision will be taken at right time. After all time high last year, government aims at 111 million 1119 119 million tons wheat output for 2025-26. This is the production target of wheat, maize, total coarse cereals, total Sri Anna, gram, total pulses, total food grains, total oil set, groundnuts, rapeseed, mustard. These are the things. Let's move on to the last important topic of the headlines. So this is the economy page where it shows the gold rate become high from 1 lakh 13,000 to 1 lakh 15,000 approx. This is the rate how it's rising just because of tariff, slightly higher than the past couple of months. India's Russian oil import strong in September. So far, crude loadings from ports stable. Typically, contract for Russian crude supplied in India are finalized 6-8 weeks before delivery, which means that the volume imported in the first half of September correspond largely to contract from the July when US President Donald Trump began to publicity target India over its Russian oil purchase. This is about the oil, how oils are being imported in India from Russia. These are the things that is written here. Let's move on to the another one. Jindal Steel offers to buy ThyssenKrupp Steel Europe. These are the thing. GST 2.0 relabeling of drugs, medical device not mandatory for stock issued before September 22. This is very good news. Everyone should have to read it. That most issues revised price list to order retailer for display. Manufacturing and marketing companies selling drug for formulation including medical device are required to revise the maximum retail price and issues revised price list to or detail list to dealers and retailers for display to consumer to bring into effect the rate cut under GST 2.0, but recalling, relabeling, or re-stickering is not mandatory for the stocks released in the market prior to the implementation date of September 22. The Ministry of Finance said in a second set of FAQs on GST released Tuesday. For the insurance sector, and the Ministry said health and insurance policy for individual or to any individual with his or her family will be exempted but not group policies. In addition, reinsurance policy will be exempted from the ambit of GST. The ministry also said insurance company will not be able to claim input tax credit on GST paid on input like commissions and brokerage for individual health and insurance policies with effect from September 22. At present, insurers are available in availing ITC on many input and input services such as commission, brokerage, and reinsurance ATC. Out of these input services, reinsurance service will be exempted. The ministry said the input tax credit paid on input adjust against the GST liability on output of the other input. These are the things that is said on the rate on new revising rate after deduction of GST. Okay, these are the new rate after deduction of GST should be implemented from September 22. So these are the things that is written here, that every medical shops and health services centers should be aware, and all consumers should have to be aware about the cut of tax rate and MRP from the medicines. So the GST Council in its 56th meeting September 3 had decided to exempt premium paid on individual health and life insurance policy GST effectively September 22 from the current. These are the data. These are the services that less than or equal to 7,500 per unit a day will not be available ITC on such unit as GST rate for such supply without ITC. These are things. Local delivery services, ECO, delivery services through e-commerce operators such as Zomato, Swiggy, Blinkit, Zepto are set to face 18% GST on delivery charges beginning September 22. Means charges on delivery should be there, and the charges is 18%. Even the tax rate on coaching institute also there, it's about 18%. These are the thing. Let's move on to the another news. So another US Fed avoids stop to independence after Cook ruling Miran swan aired. What's it? Read it. if you want to read. US Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. Name. Remember the name of the governor of US, United States Federal Reserve, Lisa Cook. Crypto-related IPO valuation soar amid Trump's push for industry expansion. PFRDA note to customize plans for national pension system. Express network. These are the thing. Everyone should have to read it. If anyone who want to read, then read it. This is the end of the news with the last page. And the last page is about sports. Where is the sports page? Today's newspaper is too much long. The slides are too much. So this is the end of the news with the sports section. I'm not going to tell this. I'm not going to read it. Okay. So here we end our session. From tomorrow we begin from next lectures. So if anyone who want the another lecture, then please like, share and subscribe. If you like my content, then thank you and keep watching, keep subscribing. Thank you.